Welcome back. It is 1513. In the last one, we had Tobias age up into an adult and finally get to be able to marry Violet instead of Elizabeth. Gabriel and Verena reconnected. We had our first baby, but she unfortunately did not survive. Cassandra's baby did not live to toddlerhood, and Merrick was born. I think that's everything going on, unless I forgot. Eleanor has gotten romantic with Nicholas. So there's all that. We're going to marry off Hector Landgrab. There's only one more Landgrab baby that can be born, and it's to him. And then we'll roll for the infants, 8 or 16, for Cassandra's child and for Kennedy's child. Both of them survived. And then we have 2 toddlers as well, no 7, 14, 19. Check, check. Okay. Everyone survived. Good news. Let's hop into the game. Alrighty, so here we are. If you need a recap, we have Gabriel is just trying to not get burnt out. Diana is pregnant again. She did get pregnant at the last part where we woohooed. And Tobias is getting ready for his wedding, and he is very sad. I'm going to need to fix him being so sad because he is sad, sad, sad. So, he is sad, and he is going to get over that so that we can have a wedding ceremony between him and Violet. So they are entering a marriage of convenience again because he is gay and she wants to get away from her evil stepmother. So win-win. And everyone's feeling good about it. So let's head over to the wedding venue so that they can get married. And also, I want Gabriel needs to make 2 more friends for his career path. I'll talk more about that in a second. But let's start with the wedding. So let's get everyone doing their thing, and we'll get them walking up the aisle. Of course, there are going to be people sitting in the aisle because that's just what they do. And then we will then have them get married. They do not need to do a kiss or anything, although I'm sure that people will find them a little strange, but maybe, just accept that they are a little different. So here we go. They're walking around people to get up the aisle and then going to go sit down. No, you need to come here and go and get married. So they are going to get married. I'm going to move Violet in with us, and then we'll move them both out. So she is now living with us. And we're going to go upstairs to have the meal. So everything worked out for the best for them. They are both able to live their own lives. Meanwhile, they are getting, a really good situation where they both get to do whatever they want and have an understanding with each other, and nobody has hurt feelings. So also, what we have is everybody getting up and getting down as they talk to each other, which is super annoying, but you know how the Sims be. And so we have Gabriel talking to King Henry VIII. They are just chatting, and they are getting to become closer friends because Gabriel was doing the nobility career, and we got to the point where we had to decide whether or not he was going to be a good or a bad person. And I know that Gabriel is mean, so my default was going to be court spy, but then I thought to myself, Gabriel is mean, but so is Henry, and they like each other about that. I don't think he's going to spy on Henry. Maybe the next generation, because the monarchy is such a disaster during that time. But I don't think Gabriel himself would. So what we're going to have is him become, a starry-eyed courtier. And so they are... Also, Tobias just graduated university. What great timing. So Gabriel needs to make another 2 friends, and he just did at the wedding. So he needs to have 2 more good friends. Of course, then once we get a promotion, we have to have more good friends, but that's a later us problem. Why did you come back in here to play the violin? So yes, I figured that he would be actually a pretty big influence and doing happily in Henry's court. He might not later, later he might be more, or someone else might be more interested in being a spy, but for right now, he's not, and that'll be that. So, anyway, we are also going to have Tobias now join the diplomat career because I wanted him to, be a diplomat, and maybe him and Violet will get to travel a lot and spend a lot of time in other places and, you know, meet new people and not have to worry about, you know, not having kids. So I am going to just, since we're not going to be playing him, I did want to kind of see where we go in the career. And it looks like it's just a lot of charisma skill as I, promote him up into it and take a look at the side panel. But anyway, so they are doing great. Gabriel is very happy for Tobias. Um, he feels like that this is the right thing for Tobias and everything is going well. So here we go. We have Violet and Tobias, who I don't need to add to the marriage and baby section because they're not having any babies. Although I do remember now that I forgot to make Violet the Baroness. Let me add that in, Baroness. And we're going to have them move into one of the little side apartments. So that is one of the only other apartments that I have currently furnished. So I guess Eleanor will be able to move out into her husband's home. So we're only going to need another new one once Lionel becomes older. So we'll see on that. And there we go. Adding her and her entire family into the family tree. So yeah, I mean, everyone's happy now. Tobias is happy. Gabriel is happy. Violet is happy. Everyone is happy. I don't know how happy Violet will be in the long run, but I think that, as long as they can stay really good friends, that they will continue to be happy. Also, update on me reading the Bridgerton books. I have finished Hyacinth's book and I have started, I'm one page in on Gregory's book. So pretty excited about that. I'm about to finish the last siblings book. So of course I'm still obsessed with it as per usual. And I really honestly need help at this point because it's only been a couple weeks and I finished all of the books. But the books aren't very long. And anyway, I think there's one more book after this, but it's a collection of short stories, and they already have been putting those short stories at the end as a second epilogue at the end of the other book. So I don't know if I have to read those or not, but we'll see. Maybe I'll take a look and see if they are the same or not. And then yeah, so maybe I'll start reading some of her other books because I think that they have some about some of the Bridgerton cousins and just all sorts of stuff. I need help, honestly. But anyway, moving on. We are just hanging out. This family is having a good time getting ready for the day. Tobias has now moved out. The household continues to get smaller and unfortunately has not been growing very much, but hopefully our baby this year does end up surviving. I do want her to be able to have an heir so that, they can check that box off. Also, I think it's really interesting to have Gabriel kind of mirroring Henry VIII in a way because I think during this time, Henry and Catherine were trying to have children and they were unsuccessful. But, it's the same for Gabriel and Diana is that they did have a child, but it did not survive. And so that's tough. And, maybe it will continue to be a problem. Is Gabriel going to be able to have, the heir he wants? We know that he has an illegitimate son lying around, so maybe he could do something there. But anyway, we are now going to focus on Eleanor a little bit. So Eleanor is courting with Nicholas, and so Siobhan is actually going to chaperone them. Siobhan is very pleased about this situation. She is really hoping for a lot when it comes to Eleanor, and so Eleanor is also infatuated with Nicholas. She is so into him, and Siobhan really wants them to be together. She keeps leaving the room. She keeps getting up and going to get a glass of water, going to the bathroom, and she keeps leaving them alone in the room together over and over again. And so I'm going to take the opportunity, while she's not in the room, they're going to, kind of steal kisses and all that stuff. And so they definitely want to, get married and all of that. So they are just doing their thing. And Siobhan is chaperoning. But of course, like I said, she keeps leaving the room. So there's that. And then we have Eleanor and Nicholas just spending some time together, enjoying each other's company. And, I think that Eleanor is really excited about her future. And so she's feeling good about it. And so these two, I was trying to sneak in a little kissy, but Siobhan walked back in right when they were kissing. And so I think she's going to be more permissive of it because honestly, she wants Eleanor to not only, like, get a good match, but also leave the house. Like, it's her job to marry off these kids. And look, you guys, that was autonomous. They woohooed autonomously, and I didn't tell them to do that, so who knows? Maybe she's pregnant. Who knows? Oh my gosh. I have to know, though, so I check, and you get to see me check, and she's not pregnant. But I was nervous for a second there. I was like, shotgun wedding, let's go. Except I don't think that that's what that was called back then. But anyway, so they snuck off to woohoo. And of course, Siobhan noticed that they snuck off together. And so Siobhan is actually going to come up here and have a conversation with Eleanor and be like, look, it doesn't really matter as long as you get married to him. If he decides not to propose, which he hasn't done yet, then you're going to be in big trouble because you're, compromised and all that stuff. So Eleanor is playing kind of fast and loose. I think that she is so in love. Like, I really do. I think that she just has this infatuation and this passion and everything. And like, I think that she probably isn't thinking as level-headed as she should, but we know that she's hot-headed and she is reckless. And so the idea that she could just fall in love so fast and then just go for it, and she doesn't really care if, they woohoo because she's planning on marrying him. So there's all that. And then, of course, Siobhan and Diana, even though they're enemies, since, Diana is kind of the head of the household now, Siobhan is going to be like, well, Eleanor has to get married now and kind of bring Eleanor into the conversation where, Diana has had many a scandal attributed to her name. So she's not like super fussed about Eleanor doing whatever she wants, but she's like, yeah, whatever. She's going to get married. It doesn't matter. And I think Siobhan, even though she's okay with it, because she does want Eleanor to get married, she is nervous that Eleanor does not have a proposal before all of this happens. So, anyway, Gabriel has just come home from work. His work schedule is weird. But what we're going to do is we're going to invite over Verena again, and they are going to spend some time together. And, she's his mistress, right? So she, of course, is going to be spending a lot of time with him, and they're going to go woohoo again. Maybe they'll have another kid. Who knows? I think Gabriel is a little nervous that he hasn't had a child with Diana yet. I think that that's something that he is keeping, in mind. He is worried that they'll fail to have another child, and I think that there's some anxiety there. But anyway, Diana and Verena are going to get into it because Diana wants to make another enemy, and I think that Verena is the perfect target. Not because she's jealous that her husband is, has a mistress. She doesn't really care that he has a mistress, but she does care that Verena was able to just give him a son first, right off the bat, first try, and Diana had a daughter who passed, and she is not happy that, like, obviously Verena is not the type of person to kind of lord that over her, but I think that Diana probably thinks that Verena is, smug about her being able to do something that Diana couldn't. And so obviously we know Verena's not like that, but Diana is like that, so she would assume that everybody else thinks the same way as she does. So yes, they are going to become enemies one way or another. I mean, Verena's walking around here in her nightgown. So there is that. And we are going to have them arguing with each other and fighting and all this other stuff. And so we're just focused on that. But then at the same time, Gabriel kind of does like see them having a lot of problems, and I think that Gabriel's not really interested in the drama between the ladies. I think part of him probably likes it. He's like, ooh, they're fighting over me, even though they're not really, but he thinks that, and so he is going to come by and just kind of be like, while he likes the drama, he doesn't want it in his house. Like, he doesn't want them to be getting in a cat fight in the middle of their house in front of everybody, and he doesn't like that. And so I think that part of him is like thinking to himself, okay, well, Verena is starting to cause me problems in my main household, and I don't like that. So is it worth it to be able to woohoo her? Who knows? Maybe, like you guys have suggested, we need to consider having another mistress besides Verena. And I know, we all love Elaine. And since Hector is getting married, there's not enough room in the land grab house for them to have their baby. So maybe Elaine could come and live in. We'll pretend that it's separate lodgings from Verena's, but I don't want to make a whole new household, so we'll just move her in there. But yeah, so maybe Elaine Landgrab can be his next official mistress. Like, obviously, we know that they've woohooed and stuff, but, um, you know, she's not officially being taken care of by him. So, yeah, in the meantime, we have everyone just doing their thing. It is now Sunday at noontime, and we're just going to wait for the baby to be born next. That's kind of the next important thing that we want to focus on. I think Gabriel has now caught wind of Eleanor's behavior and is very angry at her. And he's like, if you are pregnant, we are going to have a problem because you will have like brought shame to our family or whatever. And she's like, you got a person pregnant out of wedlock. And he's like, it's different for men. So yeah, oh my gosh, there's Cassandra once again, very heavily pregnant. Love that for her. She has so many baby tries. So yes, that's where we are at. We're just waiting for Diana to have the baby, which she should do any second now, really. I think she's due at like 6 p.m. So I'm also going to have her continue to make her estate larger. She definitely wants all of that for herself, and she wants to spend as much of her husband's money as she can because that's what she deserves. And yes, she has gone into labor, and Gabriel's at work, so it doesn't really matter if he's around or not. But here we go. She is now having the next baby. She's really, really hoping that it's a boy. And what happens? It's a girl, you guys. It's a girl. So, but she does survive, so that's good. So she's a girl, and she does survive. And I actually see this name, and I'm like, wait, like Cesaria? Like, that's such a pretty name. So let's go with that. Or Caesarea. I feel like Caesarea sounds better. But anyway, so there she is, our baby girl who has survived so far. I mean, she's only survived to infancy, so it's not really that good of a chance there. But there is that. And so she is not too happy that she did not have a boy. She is not really happy about that. But that's just the way it is. That's just the way the cookie crumbles. So there is where we're going to kind of drop off for the year. We have a little girl. She has survived. Everyone is doing really well. Let me tell you about some of the birthdays. Since everyone in the household is also sick, so that's a bummer. But yeah, these videos are just going by kind of quickly right now. I think it's because my game is running faster. Like, they were just longer because I had to wait longer. But anyway, yes, so Diana came to take care of the baby autonomously, but I don't feel like she would do that. So we're going to have Eleanor take care of the baby and age her up. So we are having our baby have the first birthday, and this is Cesaria Larkin, who is now an infant. She has her mother's hair. Love that for her. She is a little redhead. And so let's get her picture. And then, yes, we also have two of Cassandra's children, Osric and Merrick, aging up. So Osric will become a toddler and Merrick will become an infant. We also have the two Landgrab children. Paulina is becoming an infant and Albert II is becoming a toddler. So we'll get pictures of them as well. And then, like I said, we are also marrying Elizabeth to Hector Landgrab. So they are getting married, these two, and we're going to change her outfit into white. And honestly, I thought this was white, but it's actually kind of like a really light pink or purple. So I'm going to fix that. But anyway, so him and Elizabeth are getting married. We're going to move Elaine into our mistress lodging just because I need that space in this household. But here are the babies. And yes, so then they will have their one baby. And actually, I got them pregnant and it's going to be a girl. So Albert Landgrab II is the only one. He's the only boy. He has to make it. I feel like we are always in this situation where we are having a family line potentially dying out soon. But, somehow they always make it. So I also accidentally opened Notepad there, so whatever. But anyway, So yes, here are Cassandra's children, and then who else? Princess Mary is also aging up into a young adult, future Queen Mary, but Princess Mary, and we also need a picture of Violet now that she is wearing yellow. Although I think I already got a picture, but I forgot about that, and then tried to take another picture. So there's that. So yeah, everyone is doing really well. Um, Elizabeth and Hector are pregnant. Cassandra is still pregnant. Oh wait, did Cassandra have another baby? I think she did. She did. Okay, so Cassandra, also there's a fire, but it's fine. It's already gone. So Cassandra actually did have another baby. She had this baby, and the baby's name is, we're naming him Drogo. She's had a lot of boys. So we're naming him Drogo. He did survive. And then also we have her pregnant again. She has, how many baby tries does she have left? She's currently pregnant again. She's had 5 babies. She has 3 more baby tries. Hector and Elizabeth are on their only baby try. So that is everyone who's currently married in our list. So yeah, very exciting. In the next one, what will we see? In the next one, we will see um, Alexander Goth III aging up into a young adult, and also, I guess, our new baby Drogo aging up into an infant. And I'd like to get Alex married. So, but that is looks like it's the only thing going on next year. The year after, we have like Lionel's birthday, and then the year after that, we have Eleanor's birthday. So, a lot of things going on, but um, you know, every year it's a new adventure. So I'm really excited about that. I'm so excited that our family is growing. Like, I love that, we went from having like one sim in our entire family, and it really feels good to be able to have a bunch of people in like the marriage and baby section and all that stuff. Like, I feel like our family tree is growing again, and it feels good. So I hope you guys are excited about all of this, and I will catch you in the next one.